What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Tara yet again in Scream 6, but ask the question of will she die? A long time ago, right, we talked about if she could be a ghost face kind of mastermind thing. And by the way, real quick, let me throw out two things. Number one, I haven't seen any of the leaks. I'm being very, very protective of what comments I read, but I did see one comment that said, like, why are we asking these kind of questions of, like, are they ghost face, are they not? I don't actually know. So that's why I'm asking them, because I am not playing clueless. I actually am clueless, just so everybody's aware. Number two, I'll say this in the beginning of the video. If you guys want to talk about Scream spoiler-free, there's no spoilers, at least not right now. When the movie is, there will be. I have a Discord server. I'll leave a link in the description. If you guys want to check it out, join it. There's a Scream chat. You guys can chat all about Scream and other things as well there. All right, so back to Tara. Will she die? See, this is a thing that's removed from spoilers, because I think even if you know the spoilers, which again I do not, I don't think you know if she's alive or dead, unless she's Ghostface. But I don't know that. So I think it's still kind of unclear. I lean more towards no, I don't think she'll die. But let me tell you, we've gone through a journey, right? There's been actually several weeks up and down, or even months leading into this last stretch of time before Scream 6 comes out, where I've been very unsure. I've gotten more worried. I think when 6 was announced, right, if we go back to like last year, last summer, when they're filming this movie, right, this masterpiece, hopefully, I was thinking there's no way. There's no way Tara dies. There's no way they get rid of Jenna Ortega. I don't think her popularity necessarily has anything to do with it. I know there's always been that age-old debate where it's like the people complaining about Jenna's popularity, they must not have paid attention back with like Scream 2, right, with like a Sarah Michelle Gellar. My response to that is just like, well, two different eras. Number one, I don't think like the movie star is nearly close to the same thing as what it was back then to what it is. It's not even remotely close. But I really think it's actually removed from that. I don't think killing Tara is dependent on Jenna's fame, or they saw Wednesday and they freaked out. I think they may be freaked out if they know that they didn't kill her off, and if her contract is only for 2 films, and then they're afraid, of the third film, of how much she's going to cost. Then maybe you worry, but I don't think they made like a split-second decision or anything like that based off of her rising popularity. Same thing when the movie was filming. I think if they wanted to kill her off, maybe part of it is because, well, people really liked her. People like Jenna. She's gaining popularity, but she's not there yet. So it'll have some sort of effect on people. That could have been a reason, but I don't think it was the reason of why you would do something like that. So, but going back, I mean, like back in the summer, I really didn't think it was going to happen. I thought back then, really the same as right now. It's a little bit more shaky now. I do think she survives. I do think she makes it to 7. I think the plan going back to 5 with the 2 sisters was to do something different kind of right away, right? Not only is it a new final girl, you're moving away from Sydney and you're giving it to Sam, funny the S's, but you're also doing something immediately different, and that's by giving us 2 final girls. Maybe not necessarily equals in every film, and maybe it'll shift depending on the film, but you're going to do that. So Sam is the final girl of 5, and I think they've settled into she's the one, and I'm okay with that. She's the one for 6. She will be the one for 7. But I don't think that means that Tara has to be absolutely nothing. I think the plan is to make Tara something special. Maybe keep her around as maybe like a red herring where you're not 100% sure about her. Maybe to balance Sam, if she goes kind of like a dark path, you will have like almost a backup plan. We've talked about that before, right? Because if Sam goes bad, and if you kill her off, well, Jenna is right there. And if you're looking to make this franchise go even beyond 7, well, Jenna, very young, right? The youngest of that group. Not that age 100% matters, but I do think, again, if you think like the next 10 years, you got her, she's in her prime, you imagine she maybe even get more popular, right? I mean, those things I imagine have to go into it at least a little bit, but you have that. So with all that being said, I think killing her off is probably a mistake. And then also you look at this film, I think she's going to be pretty prominent. I'm really excited to see what she does. I think I'm actually, because of what they're doing with Sam, with especially a lot of those end kind of shots of her turning her head and all that stuff, I'm very intrigued about what happens to Sam specifically in the last like 30 minutes. But I'm also very interested to see what kind of character Tara could be. Jenna's right. Jenna talked about her character before and said like, look, she really didn't have much to do or personality in 5 because she was in the hospital, she was being chased, all this stuff. And she talked about how, giving her a little bit more in this movie. I mean, I agree. I actually really love Tara, but I mean, that is, I think, factually right. She didn't really have too much of a personality being an individual. I think she will in this one. So I'm really excited to see that. And when it comes down to the ending, to be honest, if you're just judging based off the TV spots and the trailers, it probably is like a 50-50 coin flip because you see her in some of it, and then you don't see her in the other parts. And you can honestly place the scenes, which we've done many, many times, and even when the first trailer, came out, you can break down the scenes and figure out that it seems like Tara, I don't want to say doesn't make it and make you guys think I mean it in that way. She doesn't make it in that sense to where it's Sam holding the gun with the projector behind her with the, arm slice. I don't think she makes it there. And now not makes it doesn't have to mean dies. Not makes it could mean she's incapacitated somewhere, she's injured, she's Ghostface, whatever it ends up being. It just means that she's not in that scene. And I guess to be fair, because I've said this about other characters, so it should be said with Tara as well, just because you don't see them in some of these shots doesn't mean they're not there, right? For the longest time, we thought Kirby wasn't there until we saw that picture of her. Gail, up until this point, she's not there because we don't see her. But that doesn't actually mean that, right? Because she could still show up and they just didn't show it yet. So you know what I mean? There's killers. We don't know who the killers are. So a lot of characters aren't there. That doesn't mean they actually aren't there. Just means we haven't seen them. So because I've said that for, Kirby and Gale before, should be said with Tara. We know Tara might take a fall and God knows what happens there. And that's kind of the issue, right? Because anything can happen during that chase, during when she's being held from the balcony and stuff. Anything can happen in that 2-3 minute time frame. Then when you get to what seems to be a 1v1 between Sam and a Ghostface, well, how do you get there, right? Where's everybody that was in the couple scenes before it? And Tara is one of those things, right? She's a wild card. You don't really know. So I would say she makes it just because a lot of these end shots we've seen are just Sam. I don't think means that only Sam makes it. You can even look at it a different way where it's like if Chad dies or if Mindy dies, but specifically I guess Chad because of that relationship with Tara. If Chad dies and then you kill Tara, did it really matter that you killed Chad? Because you're killing Chad for us to get to the audience, but you're also killing him for a character on screen. You're killing Chad to get something out of Tara. If you then kill Tara, what's the point? So I wouldn't say that's the reason. That's why you can't kill her. It's because because also it's not for sure that Chad dies or not, right? So you can't rest the whole argument on that one thing. But it's just another way maybe of looking at it where would you actually do that? I think she survives. I think she'll make it. And then 7. That's really the wild card because there is no necessary attachment to either of the 2 final girls if you don't want. And by 2, Sam, Tara, you don't have to keep them around. You can keep both. You can only keep one. You can do whichever those 3 options that you want. So all bets are kind of off for the next movie. But for this one, it seemed likely a year ago. It still seems likely right now, at least to me. I think Tara and Sam, they both make it. The twins, they're more wild cards. Kirby and Gale, they're more wild cards. But I think the 2 sisters, I think they both make it for the next movie. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is probably the last individual character. I may do 1 or 2 more, but I want to start doing final predictions. Give you guys my Ghostface predictions. Talk about who's going to die and when. Stuff we did like this for last year for Scream 5. So I want to start to do that over these last couple days before the movie comes out. All right, let me know what you think. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.